Hey guys, this video is the precursor to a hose swap comparison video. So in this video, I'll just show you how to do it. In the next video, we're actually going to compare the hose swap to not being hose swapped. So this is part 1 of 2. In the next video, we're actually going to see if there's any benefits to doing the hose swap and what they are. What this does is it's not bad for your engine at all. So all it does is that there's your fuel compensated diaphragm. So rather than taking the boost pressure from this line here, we're going to take it from this line here. So essentially all this system has to build pressure before your fuel diaphragm knows how much boost you're getting. Whereas if you're taking your boost from here, you're going to know quicker how you're gonna get boost response quicker, which should give you earlier boost in the rev range, and it should also give you a little bit more responsiveness. So this hose, not going to focus. This hose is 4 millimeters. You can use 5. I'd go with 4. Okay, so your first hose, as I've said, from the outlet on the turbo to the intake on the fuel diaphragm. Now I always make my hoses longer than they need to be, because the way I see it is if you ever need a little bit of spare hose for somewhere, you can always make it work. And the good thing about the hose swap too is if you end up mounting a hole in one of your hoses, pops, cracks, anything like that, when you're out on a track or something, you can always put it back to the way it used to be. So from here to here and here to here, and you'll have tons of spare hose. So you will always be able to get out of a sticky stitch. So with your second burst line hose, coming off this nipple, and you're gonna go, well, there's 2 ways you could do this. You could put a Y in here and then have one go to the wastegate or Boosty, however you run it. But how I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna, because you'd have to block off that nipple if you were to do that. So I'm going to come off this nipple, come to here, put my little splitter in. One will go up to my boost gauge. The other's going to go along the back into my boost tee and then up into the wastegate. Alrighty, so that's nothing. So you can see I've ran along the back. Now I've got my boost tee mounted up here, and you can go here. So from going the long way, I've actually given myself a lot of extra hose in case I ever need any in an emergency. Even if someone else's vehicle needs some, I could reroute that back hose back across the front, and there's probably easily a meter, if not more, of hose in there. So I'm just thinking about if you're ever stuck on a beach, stuck on a trail, you've always got a bit extra. So now I'm going to button it all in. So I've got the boost tee, going to the boost tee, and then over to the wastegate, and then that boost tee feeds from this nipple here. This nipple here used to feed into the fuel compensator. This hose from the fuel compensator is now getting its line directly from the turbo outlet. So yeah, it's going to be a lot smoother. So I'm going to buckle all that in, make it look neat, just using some little zip ties, and then we're just going to pretty everything up. Alrighty, so that's everything buckled in. Just using, I've still got to cut that one. Just using zip ties to neaten it up. It's very people judge zip ties real bad, but honestly, they're that handy. There's a reason a lot of people use them for a lot of different things. With little stuff like this, there's no bugger all pressure going into these lines. So yeah, it's pretty perfect. So yeah, that's that. Now I'm going to just swap out these blue hoses. I'm going to swap out the hoses that run the water sprayers. And then yeah, she'll be rearing. Alright, that's everything done. So all new hoses, vacuum hoses, boost hoses, whatever you want to call them, throughout. And then I've just replaced the windshield wiper washer things with new black hose, and then what that does as well is it goes back to the, if you're in a sticky sitch thing, you don't necessarily need your windshield washers all the time, whereas you probably need your turbo all the time. So if you blow a hose, you actually have spare hose up on your windshield washers. So yeah, that should help with a bit more throttle response, quicker boost, less boost lag. What it won't do, which a lot of people claim it does do, is give you more boost. So that doesn't make any sense. You've still got the same boost feeding into the fuel pump. It's not going to increase the boost. You're limited by your wastegate, and that's how you get more boost, is with a Boost T. I've got a video explaining all that up there. And if you enjoy this sort of video, remember to subscribe, leave a comment, like. Thanks heaps for watching, guys. Findog out.